In aviation history, some tragedies stand out for their scale and the sheer mystery that shrouds them. One such tale is that of Flight 447, a routine transatlantic flight that turned into a nightmare of unimaginable proportions. As the world watched in horror, the aircraft plunged into the ocean's darkest depths, taking with it the hopes and dreams of all those aboard. Air France Flight 447 was a tragic aviation disaster that occurred on June 1, 2009. The Airbus A330 aircraft was en route from Rio de Janeiro to Paris when it encountered severe weather over the Atlantic Ocean. The flight's Pitot tubes, which measure airspeed, became obstructed by ice crystals, leading to inconsistent airspeed readings. This confusion caused the autopilot to disconnect and the aircraft to stall at a high altitude. Despite the crew's efforts to rectify the situation, the plane entered a freefall, descending rapidly into the ocean. This incident led to significant changes in aviation safety protocols, including improved aircraft sensors and better training for pilots to handle high-altitude stalls. It remains one of the most sobering reminders of the importance of continuous advancement in flight safety measures. Before we delve deeper into the gripping narrative of Air France Flight 447, we would like you to show some love simply by hitting the like button and subscribing to our channel. By subscribing, you will receive notifications on all our new videos. We would thank our returning subscribers for your support, and our new viewers, welcome. Now back to the video. Prelude to the tragedy. The journey of Flight 447 began like any other, with the hum of engines and the anticipation of travelers eager to reach their destination. Departing from Rio de Janeiro on a balmy evening, the Airbus A330-200 soared into the sky, reaching its cruising altitude of 35,000 feet, setting the trajectory for Paris. Passengers settled into their seats, the anticipation of their arrival mixing with the gentle hum of conversation. Among them were families embarking on long-awaited vacations, business travelers with dreams of sealing lucrative deals, and individuals simply seeking adventure in distant lands. For all aboard, the flight held the promise of new beginnings and the excitement of the unknown. Yet, as the aircraft ascended into the night sky, a sense of foreboding began to linger. The crew, seasoned veterans of the skies, exchanged furtive glances, their instincts honed by years of experience. It was a subtle shift, imperceptible to all but those attuned to the nuances of flight, but it spoke volumes of the unease that had taken root within their hearts.
What's happening? I don't know what's happening, and we are losing control of the aircraft here.
The pilot was already alerting the air controllers that he was losing control of the plane.
As the hours passed and the aircraft traversed the vast expanse of the Atlantic Ocean, a sense of unease began to creep into the crew's hearts. Communication with air traffic control grew sporadic, hints of trouble flickering across the radar screens, like fleeting shadows in the night. Minor disturbances, dismissed as mere anomalies at first, soon escalated into cause for concern as the situation deteriorated rapidly.
Then, all contact disappeared in an instant, leaving only silence and uncertainty in its wake. The once bustling cockpit fell eerily silent, the absence of chatter and the steady hum of instruments serving as grim reminders of the void that now enveloped them. In the blink of an eye, Flight 447 had vanished from the radar, leaving nothing but questions and speculation. Disappearance over the Atlantic. Above all, try to touch the lateral controls as little as possible. While the Airbus A330-200 had reached its maximum altitude due to the unstable weather, the first officer continued to make a nose-up input, making the aircraft maintain a shallow climb. As the Airbus A330-200 pressed on into the night, its path slicing through the darkness like a solitary beacon in the void, a palpable tension gripped the air. In the cockpit, the pilots exchanged terse instructions, their voices betraying the strain of a situation spiraling out of control. With each passing moment, the sense of unease that had settled over the aircraft deepened, casting a shadow over the once serene journey. Communication with air traffic control became increasingly sporadic, with intermittent bursts of static punctuating the silence as there were attempts to establish a connection. Yet, despite their best efforts, the voices on the other end of the line remained elusive, swallowed by the vast expanse of the Atlantic Ocean. Below decks, passengers stirred uneasily in their seats, their whispered conversations tinged with anxiety as they sought reassurance from one another. Flight attendants, trained to maintain an air of calm in the face of adversity, moved among them with practiced ease, their reassuring smiles masking the uncertainty that gnawed at their insides. Then, in a heartbeat, the world outside the aircraft seemed to blur and warp. A loud roar filled the cabin, drowning out the panicked cries of passengers and crew alike, as the aircraft plummeted earthward with terrifying speed. For those aboard Flight 447, the unthinkable had become reality in the blink of an eye, plunging them into a nightmare from which there could be no escape. In the days and weeks that followed, the disappearance of Flight 447 would send shockwaves rippling across the globe, leaving an indelible mark on the collective consciousness of a world left reeling in its wake. From the bustling streets of Rio de Janeiro to the bustling boulevards of Paris, the tragedy would unite people from all walks of life in mourning for those lost to the depths of the Atlantic Ocean. And as the search for answers began in earnest, one thing remained painfully clear. The sad story of Flight 447 was far from over. And as the search for answers began in earnest, one thing remained painfully clear. The sad story of Flight 447 was far from over. As investigators scoured the ocean floor for clues and pored over the wreckage strewn across the surface, they came in contact with a mystery of unprecedented complexity. Yet, amidst the uncertainty, there flickered a glimmer of hope, a hope that one day the truth behind the tragedy would surface, providing closure for the families of those who had perished and ensuring that their memory would never die. Unraveling the mystery. In the aftermath of Flight 447's disappearance, the world was thrust into a frantic quest for answers, a desperate scramble to unravel the enigma at the heart of the tragedy. From the moment the aircraft vanished from radar screens, leaving behind only a haunting silence, the race to uncover the truth became a singular obsession, consuming the attention of investigators and laypeople alike. Amidst the wreckage strewn across the ocean's surface, each fragment became a puzzle piece, a clue waiting for deciphering. From twisted metal to shredded debris, every artifact told a story of chaos and devastation, lives lost and futures shattered. Yet, amidst the chaos, there emerged a glimmer of hope, the discovery of the flight's black boxes, the coveted treasures that held within them the key to understanding the events that had led to Flight 447's tragic end. Locked within their metallic casings lay a treasure trove of data captured in the haunting echoes of the cockpit recordings. As investigators painstakingly dissected the audio, every word and sound became a piece of the puzzle, slowly revealing the sequence of events unfolding on that fateful night. From cryptic commands to panicked exclamations, the recordings offered a window into the final moments of Flight 407, a glimpse into the chaos and confusion that had gripped the aircraft in its final descent. Yet, for all the clarity they provided, the black boxes could not erase the lingering question that haunted the minds of all who sought answers. Why? Why had Flight 447 met such a grisly end, plunging into the abyss without warning or explanation? As investigators sifted through the data, combing through every detail with a fine-toothed comb, they confronted a labyrinth of technical complexities and human frailties, each more confounding than the last. In the following weeks and months, the investigation would delve deep into the heart of the tragedy, uncovering a tangled web of factors that had contributed to Flight 447's demise. From faulty sensors to fluid decision-making, each revelation only deepened the sense of tragedy that enveloped the ill-fated flight. Yet, amidst the darkness, there emerged a glimmer of understanding, a recognition that Flight 447 was not simply a tale of technical malfunction or human error, but rather a sobering reminder of the delicate balance between safety and efficiency at the heart of modern aviation. As the final pieces of the puzzle fell into place, one thing became painfully clear. The sad story of Flight 447 was not merely a cautionary tale, but rather a potent reminder of the enduring quest for truth in the face of adversity. Though the investigation may have concluded, the memory of those lost aboard Flight 447 would live on as a testament to the fragility of human existence and the resilience of the human spirit. As the world grappled with the lessons learned from this tragedy, one could only hope that their legacy would serve as a guiding light, illuminating the path toward a future where such catastrophes won't exist. Causes of the tragedy. As the investigation delved deeper into the circumstances surrounding Flight 447's tragic end, a complex tapestry of factors began to emerge. Once dismissed as mere anomalies, technical malfunctions took center stage as potential catalysts for disaster. From faulty sensors to critical system failures, each revelation underscored the inherent vulnerabilities of even the most advanced aircraft. We're there, we're passing level 100. Yet, alongside these technical shortcomings, another, more insidious culprit lurked in the shadows: human error. In the high-stakes world of commercial aviation, split-second decisions can mean the difference between life and death, and the crew of Flight 447 found themselves grappling with choices that would ultimately seal their fate. Whether it was a misinterpretation of critical data or a failure to adhere to standard operating procedures, the human element played a pivotal role in the tragedy that unfolded that fateful night. However, the most troubling thing was the realization that Flight 447 was not an isolated incident, but rather a sobering reminder of the inherent risks accompanying air travel. In an industry where safety is paramount, each new revelation served as a wake-up call, a stark reminder of the need for constant vigilance in the face of ever-evolving threats. As the investigation drew to a close and the final pieces of the puzzle fell into place, one thing became painfully clear. The sad story of Flight 447 was not simply a tale of technical malfunction or human error, but rather a potent reminder of the delicate balance between safety and efficiency that lies at the heart of modern aviation. Impact and aftermath of the tragedy. The repercussions of Flight 447's tragic fate reverberated far beyond the confines of the aviation industry, casting a long shadow over the collective consciousness of a world left stunned by the magnitude of the disaster. From the boardrooms of airline executives to the living rooms of grieving families, the impact had an acute feeling, a stark reminder of the fragility of human life in the face of unfathomable tragedy. In the days and weeks that followed, the aviation industry found itself grappling with a crisis of confidence unlike any before. Passengers, once eager to take to the skies in pursuit of adventure or business, now found themselves questioning the safety of air travel in ways they had never imagined. For airlines, already struggling to navigate the turbulent waters of economic uncertainty, the fallout from Flight 447 threatened to undermine the very foundation upon which their industry stood. Yet, amidst the darkness, there flickered a glimmer of hope, a resolve to learn from the mistakes of the past and strive toward a future with less tragedies. From enhanced training protocols to rigorous safety inspections, measures came about with a singular goal in mind: to ensure that the mistakes that led to Flight 447's demise would never happen again. And as the industry rallied together in a show of solidarity, there emerged a renewed sense of purpose, a commitment to honor the memory of those lost, by forging a safer, more resilient future for all who take to the skies. The tragedy of Air France Flight 447 serves as a stark reminder of the unpredictable nature of aviation and the catastrophic consequences when technology and human response fail to align. The incident not only underscores the importance of reliable aircraft systems, but also highlights the critical need for comprehensive pilot training that prepares flight crews for rare but potentially disastrous scenarios. The loss of 228 lives is a somber testament to the value of ongoing advancements in flight safety and the relentless pursuit of understanding and mitigating the risks associated with air travel. In the wake of the disaster, the aviation industry has taken significant steps to prevent a recurrence of such an event. Enhanced pilot training, particularly in manual control and high-altitude stall recovery, has been implemented. Aircraft systems began getting upgrades, and protocols for handling similar emergencies received revisions. These measures reflect a commitment to learning from past mistakes and improving the safety of air travel for all. As we reflect on the sad story of Flight 447, it is crucial to recognize the lessons learned and the progress made. While the memory of the flight's horrific freefall into the deepest ocean lingers, it propels the industry forward, ensuring that the legacy of those lost contributes to a safer future in the skies. The journey towards impeccable air safety continues, driven by the determination to honor the lives impacted by this tragedy through relentless improvement and vigilance. As we conclude today's riveting episode, we are certain it has left a lasting impact on you. Your support means the world to us, and we eagerly anticipate your return for our next installment. If you have found value in what we've shared today, please take a moment to like and share this video. By spreading the word, you are not only enriching the lives of others, but also contributing to our community's growth. Stay seamlessly connected with our future releases. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Trust us, you will want to see what's coming next. Thank you for being part of our journey. Until we meet again, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep inspiring.